What is up, guys? Tyson De La Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. We got a big pharma gut punch to rip apart. We're talking about Ozempic, the miracle weight loss drug. It's trending today because John Hopkins just released a study, said that it might make you blind.
Today, over 100 members of Congress support a bill to fund Ozempic with Medicare at $1,500 a month. Most of these members have taken money from the manufacturer of that product. There's a push to recommend Ozempic for Americans as young as 6.
Okay, Cartman, if your doctor wants to put you on medication, your insurance will pay for it.
No, they said the insurance won't pay for it because, they're kind of new drugs, and so the only people that can get them are people who can pay $1,200 a month, and the rest of us get this.
What's this?
It's a prescription for Lizzo. Rich people get Ozempic, poor people get body positivity.
Over a condition, obesity, that is completely preventable.
That mother Ozempic is whooping Hollywood's ass. Do you hear me?
One hot topic everyone in Hollywood still seems to be talking about is Ozempic. The medication that has previously only been prescribed to people with diabetes has taken Hollywood by storm.
I know a woman that weighed 126 pounds. She lost 131 pounds.
Doctors are sounding the alarm over potentially startling side effects. Are you telling me that a shortcut to losing weight this rapidly might come with some unknown side effects?
The media is soft peddling this story, and it's drooling over fat loss while your eyes bleed out.
More Americans on Ozempic go blind. Interestingly, well, I'll be damned. Listen to this. Experts have sounded the alarm about blockbuster weight loss drugs like Ozempic leaving users blind.
So earlier in February 2025, John Hopkins dropped an absolute bomb stating that Ozempic and Wegovy, stuffed with semaglutide, are linked to basically eye strokes. It cuts off the blood flow in your eye, and people are coming out and saying that they're blind. CNN is still kissing the ring of Big Pharma because Ozempic, everybody seems to be on Ozempic. All the celebrities, everybody seems to be on Ozempic.
So all you need to know is that Novo Nordisk, the company that makes this drug, recently passed LVMH to become the most valuable company in Europe. They don't allow this drug for obesity in Europe. Almost all of Novo Nordisk's revenue is coming from taking advantage of Americans.
There's two leading causes. There's the eye blindness, and then there's also like gut bleeding, apparently. Just to kind of give you guys a little background, Ozempic hit the market back in 2017, originally for diabetes. Wegovy in 2021 was labeled for as a weight loss miracle drug.
I'm going to go to you, Bobby. This is your wheelhouse. So there's this new study suggesting that this miracle weight loss drug, Ozempic, can also decrease opioid and alcohol abuse substantially, as well as reduce sleep apnea and cognitive decline, which sounds like great news. But I'm always suspect when a drug ends up getting more than one usage. It's like now it's got 7 usages. Is this going to help make America healthy again?
No, this is, I saw this headline yesterday, and I need to look at the methodology of that study because I don't believe it. The EU is right now investigating Ozempic for suicidal ideation. So, but, it may be that the drug, because it suppresses all the reward pathways, so it makes you want to do everything less, and that may be part of the answer for this. But the idea that a drug is going to cure drug addiction or alcoholism, we're spending $1,600 a month on this drug. There's a bill right now before Congress that will make it available to everybody who's overweight, which is 74% of the American population. That alone will cost $3 trillion a year. If we spent about 1/5 of that giving good food, 3 meals a day to every man, woman, and child in our country, we could solve the obesity and diabetes epidemic overnight. A tiny fraction of the cost. Oh, they're trying to sell this. There's a huge push to sell this to the American public, and it's is now the biggest company in Europe, but they're not marketing it in Europe. They make this drug in Denmark, and in Denmark, they do not recommend it for diabetes or for obesity. They recommend dietary and behavioral changes.
$14 billion in sales last year alone. That is $14 billion in 2024. The FDA rubber stamped it. Celebs jumped on this, and the off-label brand use of this absolutely exploded. 6% of Americans got all jabbed up on this stuff. The side effects of this, nausea, sure. But blindness and gut bleeding?
Another woman who had been taking semaglutide for the year woke up one morning with a painless shadow over her left eye. Testing revealed blood vessels in her retina had become damaged, leading to blindness. And one suffered bleeding in his left eye after taking tirzepatide for a year. However, doctors told him to keep taking the drug due to a lack of evidence linking the condition to weight loss shots. The research wrote in the JAMA Ophthalmology last month that it is not clear what could be causing the side effect, but it's causing damage to blood vessels in the eyes.
Right now, a woman has threatened a quote suffered a life-threatening bowel injury and will have the RIA for the rest of her life due to Ozempic, at least Ozempic, according to her, which is the new easy, just take the shot and you'll lose weight and everything will be fine and there'll be no consequences. Look, there's no substitute for hard work, yo-yo dieting, and remember fen way back in the day? All these shortcuts people take, men and women, it's just not good. There's no substitute for just eating less, working out, and staying healthy.
These studies were buried up until recently. The studies tracked 37 billion and found that the risk of these quote unquote miracle weight loss drugs are spiking. Big Pharma's been laughing to the bank while our vision is on the chopping block. This seems to be Big Pharma's dirty little secret, kind of like the new opioid. They're chucking in and gaining in $14 billion worth of monies, and they're pushing this drug, although it might leave you completely in the dark. Pardon the pun here, guys. John Hopkins says that the vision loss hits users very suddenly. It's a painless style of vision loss, and it has been shown to be permanent in some.
This was a well-done study by a group of physicians at Massachusetts Eye and Ear. They had observed anecdotal reports of this condition, non-arteritic anterior ischemic optic neuropathy, in patients who were on the drug, and then decided to go back and look at the hospital's records to see whether or not there was a correlation between patients who were taking these drugs and a higher incidence of this really devastating side effect where you get ischemia to the optic nerve and it could cause temporary or permanent blindness. This is going to trigger further investigations, and there's also a randomized study underway by Novo looking at whether or not there's an association between diabetic retinopathy and these drugs. And so that study is probably going to be amended to look for this side effect as well, I would imagine. So there's going to be a lot of investigations going forward. I think regulators are going to get to the bottom of this. I'm sure they're looking at this study.
Medical experts are sounding the alarm over fresh evidence that weight loss drugs can seriously damage your eyesight. A new study out of the US suggests that active ingredients in drugs like Ozempic and Mounjaro can cause inflammation and block blood flow to the optic nerve, leading to severe and sometimes permanent blindness. They say more research is needed on the drug's long-term effects.
Profits over people, it seems to be the game with Big Pharma. Big Pharma seems to want to increase their pocketbooks versus actually making people healthy again. That's why I'm glad that RFK's in the helm. I think there might be some potential rigged trials and no potential oversights. Celebrities like Oprah, Musk stated that he was on it. I don't know what's going on with Ariana Grande. She's looking a little rough lately. Scott Disick. There's a lot of celebrities that are on. Sharon Osbourne. There's a lot of celebrities that are on this stuff. Who knows, your buddy down the street might be jabbing it up too.
Virtually Novo Nordisk's entire value is based upon its projections of what Ozempic is going to sell to Americans. For half the price of Ozempic, we could purchase regeneratively raised organic agriculture, or organic food for every American, 3 meals a day, and gym membership for every obese American. Why are members of Congress doing the bidding of this Danish company instead of standing up for American farmers and children? Because Novo Nordisk is one of the largest funders of medical research, the media and politicians and the medical schools all go along with them. For 19 years, solving the childhood chronic disease crisis has been the central goal of my life. And for 19 years, I have prayed to God every morning to put me in a position to end this calamity.
It seems like all these drugs, Big Pharma always plays a little roulette. And in this case, they're playing roulette with your eyes. And me personally, again, I'm glad that RFK is in the helm because we are about to expose all these lies, pushing this miracle weight loss drugs to inconspicuous consumers. And don't get me wrong, there are some good things about Ozempic, specifically an individual who actually needs or wants to lose weight. And again, originally Ozempic was used for type 2 diabetes or diabetes just in general. And the celebrities and everybody else is using it, but just be super cautious because it might leave you blind. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button, share, subscribe. And as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.